Hi Cancer, Amanda here. Welcome to the Unseen Hands Collective. This is going to be your March shift reading. We're looking at the shape you're shifting out of this month, the shape you're shifting into, and what that shape shift looks and feels like. So Cancer, the image that's coming to me for you is a wide open mouth, and there seems to be some sort of yell or cry or scream implied with that, like a baby crying. And I felt really strongly that the cry was being heard. Interesting. So here's what your cards look like. We're using Brian Froud's fairy deck this month. You're shifting out of the topsy-turvets and into laced the moon's daughter. And this feels like your energy, Cancer. You're associated with moon energy. The moon is your ruling planet, and here we have the moon's daughter. So it's like you are the child of the moon. Child energy is really important this month, as you may have seen in the collective reading. Our fairy guide for the month is the Maiden. This gorgeous child energy that really teaches us a lot about where we've come from and how we've grown and the stages of development that we are still very much in. And just clarifying, that's an early stage of development. So there's this sense of being in the early stages of something, being a beginner in March for us collectively. And if that's our guide, if that beautiful child energy is a guide for us, Cancer, and I'm getting the image for you of like a cry being heard. There is something here about assuring maybe even a younger version of yourself, or the life that you lived, the being that you were as a child, that your cries can be heard. It's really what's coming through this reading. So there's a lot of chaos here with the topsy-turvets energy. There's questions around, which way is up. There's sort of a swirling, spinning energy. Everything is very crowded. It's a lot, this energy. And then there's this beautiful sense of security, especially emotional security, because we have the energy of the moon here. There's an emotional security here in this card where when we were talking through this energy at the collective, me and my cohorts, Kevin and Kelsey, I think it was Kevin who realized that this creature here could very well be one of these topsy-turvets. And it's like, Cancer, this feels like your energy. It's like you've landed on one, where there's like all these swirling emotions and swirling options and swirling possibilities. You've landed, and wherever you've landed, there's a sense of emotional security. And I think that's because there's a sense of your needs being met here, or like, again, your cry being heard. This is what your shapeshift looks and feels like. And as you can see, we've moved out of bodies and into these more energetic images. We have the singer of connection. Interesting that we have singing, we have the open mouth, we have a sound coming out and being heard, falling on resonant ears, perhaps, because then we have he of the fiery sword, which swords are about communication. They're about clarity. And then we have unity. I mean, this is, again, this is really energetic. This could be a really emotional, energetic, spiritual, a much bigger, I see these often as more archetypal energies in this deck, whereas these experiences might be more of how we experience them in our bodies and in a more mundane human experience. So you have the singer of connection. It's like you're crying out for connection. You're ringing, a cry is ringing out from you for connection. And maybe it's a little bit difficult to get clarity here with these topsy-turvets energy. There's multiple possibilities. Everything is swirling. Perhaps it's difficult for you to discern what it is you're actually crying out for. You're crying out for connection, but like more specifically, Cancer, what do you need? How will your need for connection be more specifically met, rather than just like a generalized, I just generally need to connect. It's like, hold on, get more. I think this sword is asking you to get more specific, because there's a shift that seems to be towards a more singular energy. Even if you look at the cards that are surrounding it, connection and unity seem to be bringing multiple forces together, weaving multiple forces together. The sword is one, singular. So I think in order for you to more specifically, to come into connection with people you love in a more specific and concrete and secure way, it's like you've got to be able to singularly identify your needs. Or maybe, because the sword can be about communication, clarify your needs, communicate your needs in a very clear, direct, simplified way. Maybe it's part of a process of simplification for you. It's like a generalized need for connection could, and seeing this open mouth could show up as just like lots of different cries, right? Like, I need this and I want this and I need this. And it's like, hold on. Try to distill it down to something that people in your life could take action towards, that they could actually meet you in that need, because that's really what's happening here. It's like you are articulating a clear and specific need or desire, and then boom, the very next card is unity, followed by this beautiful secure connection that we're seeing here. It's almost like as soon as you're able to clarify and articulate it, distill it down, a person in your life, people in your life, or maybe even an energy within you is like, boom, I'm right here for it. I'm right here to support that. But maybe there's a question within you, an insecurity within you based on maybe your childhood, maybe past stuff for you, as to whether your needs can truly be met. And one way of meeting your own needs is clarifying them, articulating them, and owning them, taking responsibility for them yourself. And once you can do that for yourself, others are much more likely to be able to meet you right there and to be able to hold you in those needs. There's a real symbiosis that I'm seeing here. That kind of unity, connection, and symbiotic relationship is totally here for you, Cancer, and totally possible. But it's like, own your part of that. Instead of putting all of that responsibility on other people, that would be making a lot of assumptions, I think, or asking them to make a lot of assumptions about you. It's like right at the center of this reading is that sword asking you to get very clear with yourself. And maybe then very clear with others. And then see how that promotes the unity and the connection and the support that you really need. This is great. I love this reading so much. I'm so excited now to dive in to the extended version. We're going to pull lots more cards from other decks and see if we can flesh this story out a little bit more and see how the fairies are showing up for you in your more mundane everyday life experience. So if you'd like to follow me into the rest of your reading, you can click the link in the description below, and that will take you over to the website unseenhandscollective.com, where you can find the extended in the shop and also through our monthly memberships. Now, y'all should know that this is only 1/3 of your March shift. We have Kevin's tarot astroscope to loop in the planetary energies and how they are influencing your shift this month, and then Kelsey's guidebook that will help you more tangibly go through a more personal process of integrating all of this insight into your month. monthly shift. So please do head over to unseenhandscollective.com to get your full March shift picture. All right, Cancer, thanks for being here. Understanding, strength and structure feel really related here, because it's that kind of clarity and communication is going to create a stronger structure in your relationships, and a stronger structure within yourself, a stronger structure of emotional security inside of you, so that you always know that your needs can be met because you can meet them. And you can ask others to meet them in specific and clear ways.
It's available to you. Now, what's going to happen is Mars is going to move from Taurus, your 11th house, to Gemini, your 12th house, which is your soul space. Okay, so we're going to be having this movement into your soul space, and that is going to, it's asking you to evolve your soul, to embrace and to prepare to embody in your soul. Okay, because it seems as though you've been only like firing on one of your soul cylinders, if that makes sense, because you have Gemini in the 12th house. So that means that there are two parts to your soul. And I think you've only been firing on one part this whole time.